I'm gonna have to set up a screen capture for Impact Third. Oh, that's that was a lot. I wonder, before I actually really get started with this, let's see here. Video producer. Can I... Let me just open a VOD here. Is there a way to split a VOD? Hmm. Quality, speed, closeness, pop out. Hmm. I don't know if there's a way to do this directly in through Twitch. Oh wait, maybe if I switch it into highlights. Yeah, I might be able to do that. And then upload the highlights as VODs into the YouTube channel. Yeah, that's probably how I have to handle it. Alright, anyways.
Captain on bridge.
Let's go about setting up a screen capture for Impact Third. Let's see here. HI3, game capture. Okay, add. Game capture. Okay. Capture specific window. Alright, let's not capture cursor. Okay. And yeah, okay. I think that looks like it's working. Alright. So let's go in. Time to change some things. Well, first off, let me adjust the settings here. no way to set an unmute when off screen. Guess not. Oh, I gotta change some things around, so I'll just go to the AFK screen again. Alright. Do. Let's see here. Change the title now. Change the category. Stream info updated. There we go. Alright, everything looks like it is set up, so let's get back into... So, with the Impact Third, it's going to be a little bit different here. This one is basically going to be a filler game. For when I have the main games done until I get caught up in terms of Impact 3 story. Now currently I'm still playing through this back in part 1. I'm in chapter 27. So yeah. There has to be a way to do this. Hold on. Maybe Google will help. Impact HI3 play sound off screen. That's interesting. Graphics. Borderless window though. Okay, let's screw I shouldn't be clicking off screen that much anyways. So, anyways. Might be a good idea. So, back in Nagazora, Otto and Kevin had struck a deal. He would aid Kevin's Project Stigma should Kevin hand him the second Divine Key, Cosmic Juggernaut. The successful test linking of the Bubble Universe and the Imaginary Tree marked the fruition of the Overseas' lifelong plan. The die was cast, and the dusty wheels of fortune have begun turning once again. Actually, how about we do this? Replay cutscenes. Scroll all the way through things because I want to play the last cutscene from right before, or right as the last chapter ended. Yeah, that's what we call not good. I don't know how much of this play tonight because I've only got about a half hour left, but I don't want to end early. I should only use characters. I try to use characters that are present in the scene, so... No, Keon is here. So go with the Hersher. I should probably get good weapons for her. Have a loadout. I don't even remember getting these. Oh. I can get her weapons. Ah. We'll just use those for now. Okay. You know, Sealy is present, so Sarcasm Nyx is always one of my favorite. And Bronya is there too, but I'll use my Cursor of Reason. Let me just double check her loadout. Yeah, she has good stuff. Not like the story is that hard. Tune up. Oh yeah, this thing. It's been a while since I've done any of the story in here.
マントが長くなったからちょっとローデット。
1835, Saturday, October 14, 2017. Aboard aerial battleship Hyperion.
報告です。一時の方向に謎の反応を検出。100以上の不明生命体だと考えられます。
Over 100 unknown life form. Oh boy. He has a lot of clones.
報告です。観測目標の赤外線データが天命の死去オットーアポカリプスと一致することが判明しました。
報告です。全エンジン起動完了。ご指示を。
報告です。ハイペリオン主砲チャージ完了。ご指示を。
レーダーチーム、信号チーム、相手の動向を継続して監視して。タービンと艦砲はそのまま待機。ハイペリオンがいつでも作戦を開始可能な状態にキープして。
Radar team, comms team, please continue monitor situation. And team, weapons team, please stand by. Be prepared for combat at any time.
テレサさん、ソース不明の外部通信がハイペリオンへの連絡を試みているのだが。
つなぎましょう。そろそろ来ると思ってたわ。
プロトコルを確認した。これより通知を放送する。カロスタン町にいる天命非天命スタッフに告ぐ。別途通知を受けるまでその場で待機せよ。勝手に持ち場を離れた場合、何があっても自己責任となる。
これはオットーのクローン。彼らはロボットのように動けるのか。
クグツ、みんなの時間を無駄にしないでちょうだい。本物のオットーアポカリプスと話がしたい。
不正な処理、プロトコルが存在しない。初期プロトコルに戻る。引き続き通知を放送する。カロスタン町にいる天命非天命スタッフに告ぐ。別途通知を受けるまでその場で待機せよ。勝手に持ち場を離れた場合、何があっても自己責任となる。
何よ、 自分の裏工作がバレたからって隠れて門前払いをするつもり？
彼が自分の意見を押し通す時によく使う手口です。他の人を盾にして時間を稼ぎ、裏で既成事実を作るつもりでしょう。
くそ、あいつは私たちを騙して支配の律者の力を盗んだばかりだっていうのに、一体何をするつもりよ。
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so her dominance core.
わからないけど、万が一のためにすぐにでも出発して彼を見つけ出さないと。フカの言った通り、私たちがここから動かなかったら彼の思うツボかもしれないわ。
おや、いい分析だねテレサ。どうやら僕の元から離れていた間に君もかなり成長したようだ。
Oh, how nice of you to show up, Otto.
なんだい、自由に切り替えられることに驚いているのかい？少なくともネゲントロピーの博士たちは驚かないだろうが。何しろ君たちは60年以上前にすでに一度目撃しているだろう。
Oh, you're pushing buttons, Otto.
あんたよくもそんなことを。
おやおや、そんなに怒らなくてもいいだろうテスラ博士。これから僕がしようとしていることは君たちにとってもメリットしかないはずだ。
メリット？へえ、今度はどんな独りよがりなへりくつを言い出すのか聞いてあげようじゃない。
独りよがりか。確かにこの件に関しては僕以上に独りよがりな人間はいないだろうね。諸君、人類の未来のために祝ってくれ。
Celebrate the future of humanity. Oh, this doesn't sound good.
結果として僕は僕自身を犠牲にすることで虚数の木から500年以上の時を得る。人類のために崩壊に抗う時間を手に入れるんだ。
To achieve this goal, I sacrificed myself on the imaginary tree. I strove to give humanity another 500 years to give you enough time to stop Honkai.
は？
Yeah. I can agree with that.
500年？
おや、僕の可愛い孫娘はもう気づいたみたいだね。その通り、独りよがりな僕にとってこの500年は一つの副産物に過ぎない。
An unintended consequence, huh, Otto?
言っただろう。すぐに最後の旅に出て世界の向こう側であの唯一の存在を探すと。僕は時間の枝からこの500年の歴史を抹消し、世界をカレン・カスラナがまだ生きていた頃の状態に戻す。
Okay. So by giving us 500 more years, you are taking us 500 years back in the past, or just creating an alternate timeline and had to put those 500 years you're going back somewhere else.
もちろん諸君自身の存在が消えるんじゃないかという心配は不要だ。今日カロスタンに来た者は立場を問わずこのオットーアポカリプスが時間の本流から守る。
Yeah, what about the rest of the world there, Otto?
そして過去に戻った君たちは 理想を叶える聖女を手伝うことができるはずだ。
Okay, so he's zapping us all back to the past. Or that's his plan. Yep, I can agree with that, Teresa.
ちょっと天命の司教はいよいよ頭がおかしくなったの？一体何の話をしてるのよ。時間を逆流させる？具体的な技術の話はさておき、それを実行するためにどれだけのエネルギーが必要になるのか、私たちが何も知らないと思ってるわけ？
もし僕が崩壊の意志と呼ばれる存在と協定を結んだと言ったら、
I'm sorry.
もし僕が支払った代価が虚数の木で流れる時間、もしくは現在だと言ったら、それに信じてくれなくても別に構わないよ。ハイペリオンであと12時間ほど待ってくれればおのずと結果が見えてくるだろう。
Otto, you know we can't do that.
その言葉、最後の12時間を使って抗えという意味に聞こえるんだが。
おや、さすがだねアインシュタイン博士。誰よりも冷静だ。
Unlike Tesla.
その通り。君たちにはチャンスを与えよう。僕のやり方に賛成しないのなら、教会堂に来て僕を倒せばいい。
If only it was that easy.
もちろんその場合、僕の忠実なる部下もこの町を鎮圧し諸君らを阻止するが、僕個人としては君たちとの戦いを望んでいないよ。
つまり君は僕たちを挑発しながらも僕たちが動き出すことは望んでいない。なぜ？
博士は僕の言葉からヒントを見つけたいようだね。よくない。それはよくないな。
Because you're not telling us everything. You never do.
君たちが知るべき話はこれだけだ。もし僕が成功したら、人類はさらに500年崩壊に対抗する時間を手に入れる。その代価はこれだけだ。500年の間に存在したここにいる人間以外の凡人がまだ誕生していない状態に戻る。
Uh-huh. You mean a state of non-existence. At least in their current forms.
この通信自体、僕が与えたチャンスだと思ってくれ。公平な価値観の競争という機会だよ。
あんた、分かったわ。お望み通りに本気であなたを倒すわ。
See, this is also playing into his hands. Because he knew we wouldn't just sit by and let him do whatever he's doing.
いいぞ。さすが僕の可愛い孫だ。予想以上の反応を見せてくれるとは。だから去年と同じように本気になって行動するがいい、テレサ。聖537教会堂で待っているぞ。では。
Racing time and history, reaching an agreement with the will of the Honkai, given 12 final answers. It was all more than anyone imagined.
アインシュタイン博士、 一つ確認したいことがあるの。
I want to confirm one thing, Dr. Einstein, Dr. Tesla.
どうぞ。
What is it?
崩壊の意志。私たちはそう呼ばれる存在のことを本当に何も知らないのかしら。
The will of the Honkai, do we know anything about such an entity? Perhaps you should be talking to the two Hershers that you have as part of your current crew. It is only, yeah, it's Kiana and Bronya. Because May is off with World Serpent. And all the other Hershers have been defeated. Welt's still around, yeah. No, but Welt's not a Her, he gave up his Hersher to Bronya. So, yeah.
残念ながら技術面で言うと確かにそうなる。
Fortunately, from a technological standpoint, we don't.
断りの律者のコアがベルトと崩壊の意志の交流を阻んで彼を人類のために戦う律者にしたんだけど。
Although the Hersher of Reason Corps blocked communication between Welt and the will of the Honkai, allowing him to become the Hersher who fights for humanity. Okay, well, what about Kiana and Raiden?
逆に言えばネゲントロピー側は崩壊の意志を研究する機会を失ったってことになるわ。
The downside is that anti-entropy lost her only opportunity to research the will of the Honkai. Well, true.
分かったわ。
I see.
つまり今の状況だと彼の言い分に対して可能性は否めないということになるのね。
As to say, in our current situation, we'll have to take his word for it.
そう考えてもらっても構わない。
That's one way of putting it.
認めたくないけど事実はその通りかもしれない。
Although I don't want to admit it, I'm afraid that's the truth.
くそ、またあいつの言いなりになるなんて尺だわ。
Damn, we know perfectly well that he's leading us along, and he knows that we know that he knows that we know. Because we all know each other way too well, and know exactly what's gonna happen.
戦場においては避けられないこともある。
Sometimes this kind of thing happens on the battlefield. Excuse me.
この世界に全ての時間において全ての戦略を決められる指揮官なんていないわ。やむを得ない避けられない決戦もある。
There's no commander on the planet who has the ability to decide the strategy all the time. Sometimes one gets forced into a decisive battle. I don't know, Otto seems to like to be able to set the stage all the time.
行きましょう。みんなに集合するように伝えて出撃の戦術を話し合いましょう。
Let's go, we can order everyone to assemble on the way. At the same time, we can discuss tactics. After Hyperion was put on the highest level alert, the previously quiet passageways were filled with tension and noise. But among all the clamor, the loudest voice was still Dr. Tesla's booming voice. Yep, that sounds about right.
は？戦力を分ける？私たちの優位性がなくなるじゃない。
What? Splitting up our troops doesn't that negate our advantage? I don't know, he has 100 clones. I don't know if we have an advantage other than the ship itself.
今回の敵はいつもと違う。慎重に相手の手札を確認しなければならない。
Oh, and he also has Tyrandal, Rita, and Shusong. So we'll be facing strong enemies this time. We'll have to approach cautiously and assess the situation, assuming they still go along with what Otto's doing.
私に言わせればあいつが言った12時間なんて時間稼ぎの計略に過ぎないわ。
Hey, in my opinion, the reason the guy emphasized 12 hours is that he wants to delay us. True. He probably might not need the full 12 hours.
戦力を一箇所に集中してハイペリオンに火力を整え最も近い道を突破して一気にあの境界道を攻めるべきよ。
concentrate all our firepower in one area. Once preparations on Hyperion are complete, let's take the shortest path breakthrough and seize the church. Blitzkrieg.
テスラ博士、これはボードゲームじゃないんだ。その方法だと町に残っている天命のスタッフを全員巻き込むことになる。
It says in the game, Dr. Tesla, that might blow up Shishko's staff who are still in town.
それに今のようなオットーの手札について何も知らない状況でそういう決戦を仕掛けると予知できないリスクが生じるかもしれない。
Besides, we don't know what Otto has on his sleeve. Gradually jumping into a battle might have risks that we can't even anticipate.
はあ？あいつは支配の律者の力を盗んだだけじゃない？本物の支配の律者はすでに倒したし、今さら偽物が怖いなんて話はないでしょ？
Alright, so it's a bit of a translation. How did he lose the power of Hersher dominance? If we beat the real Hersher dominance, how can we be afraid of the fake one? Well, look what Kiana had to do to beat the Hersher dominants.
忘れないでくれ、テスラ博士。あの男はオットー・アポカリプスだ。
Don't forget Dr. Tesla, that man's name is Otto Apocalypse.
今まで僕たちがどれだけひどい目に遭ってきたか、君も知っているはずだ。
He made us suffer more times than the pains you need to make a strong cup of coffee. That's an interesting line. Yeah, agreed.
テレサ、どう思う？ボス頭の考えは気にしないで。あんたが作戦計画を決める指揮官なんだから。
When you think, Teresa, don't pay too much attention to Mophead. You're commander, so tactical responses are ultimately up to you.
テスラ博士、私もアインシュタイン博士の考えに同意するわ。
Dr. Tesla actually supports Dr. Einstein's idea. Don't think I need to translate that one.
今のところ、私たちは玉鋼のクローンの動向を検出したけど、それらは所詮相手の傀儡に過ぎない。
Currently, we've detected the behavior of those Solian clones, but they aren't just puppets of the enemy.
確かに支配の律者の力と戦う時なら、私たちは思い通りに対応できるかもしれないけど。
Now we have no difficulty coping with the Hersher dominance's power.
S 級バルキリーの動向や相手が話した崩壊の意志との協定について、今の私たちは何も知らない。
But whether it's the DCs of an S-rank Valkyries or the enemy of reaching an agreement with the will of Honkai, it's completely unknown to us at this moment.
だから作戦も2段階に分ける必要があると思う。
That being the case, our operation has been to be divided into two phases.
第1段階では戦力を分けて戦闘しながら探索する。決戦が始まる前に相手の状況を把握するの。
In the first phase, we should divide our troops so that we can fight and do recon at the same time. That way we can better understand the situation.
そうすれば第2段階で戦力を集中させた後、より着実に最終決戦を進められる。
In the second phase, we can concentrate our firepower once again, launch a strong and steady attack on the enemy.
電撃戦のような戦術には情報面で圧倒的に有利な立場が必要だが、今の僕たちにはない。
Blitzkrieg, I used that term earlier. Blitzkrieg strategy needs to be supported by large amounts of intelligence and intel exactly what we're lacking right now.
言い方を変えると、君が提案した戦法は今の僕たちにとってはリスクが多すぎるんだ、テスラ博士。
In other words, the strategy you suggested is too risky at the moment, Dr. Tesla.
分かった。確かにあんたたちの考えも理にかなってる。テレサの考えた2つの段階をもとに計画を考え直すわ。
Okay, you have your reasons. I'll drop another plan in accordance with Teresa's two-phase strategy.
ちょうどエンジニア部門にあるアイテムが役に立ちそうだし。
Just so happens our engineering division has something we can put to good use. After receiving Teresa's communications, Hyperion's frontline combat personnel gathered at the specified location within 5 minutes. Kiana, Brona, Fuha, Zele, Rosalia, and Lilia all awaited orders with solemn expressions.
みんな時間がないから簡潔に話すわ。
Everyone, we don't have much time, so I'll keep this short.
作戦計画を発表する前にまずは情報を2つ共有させて。
We're now planning to bring everyone up to speed on 2 things.
1つ目、オットー側の声明によると彼はすでに崩壊の意志と協定を結び時間の逆流を強引に発生させられるようになったらしいの。
First, according to Otto's statement, he has reached an agreement with the will of Honkai, which allows him to force a time reversal.
彼はその方法でカロスタン以外の世界を500年前の状態に戻し聖女カレンに2回目の人生を与えるつもりよ。
Planning to return the world assigned Colliston to a state it was 500 years ago, giving the holy maid Colin a second chance at life.
2つ目、少し前にネゲントロピーの科学者たちの研究によって判明したんだけどオットーはすでにある方法で支配の律者の力を盗んでいた。
Second, not long ago, a trained scientist determined that Otto somehow managed to steal the powers of the original Hersher of Dominance.
今ハイペリオンを包囲している傀儡のクローンも彼が支配の律者の力を使って操ってるものよ。
Use the Hersher of Dominance's powers to integrate and control the clones currently surrounding the Hyperion.
よってこれからの作戦計画ではハイペリオンの戦闘員を3つのチームに分けようと思ってる。
Due to the 2 points I just mentioned, I'm planning to divide Hyperion's first-line troops into 3 groups.
まずは第1チーム、ブローニャ、ゼーレ、ロザリア、リリア。対岸の大通りからオットーのいる聖537教会堂に向かって進んでもらうわ。
Group Bronia, Sele, Rosa, and Lily will advance along the road of the opposite bank towards St. 537 Church, where Otto is located. So that means the other group's going to be Kiana and Fuhua.
承知しました。
Roger.
それからみんなの持つ探知装置が送り返した信号をもとにテスラ博士はスパルタクスシステムの設置に向いているエリアを分析する。
Also determine the suitable area for Dr. Tesla to install the Spartacus system based on the readings sent back from your detectors.
スパルタクスシステムは干渉信号を放送という形で放って支配の律者の力を制限するという優れものよ。
Spartacus system limits the power of the Hersher Dominance by broadcasting a jamming signal.
あんたたちからもらった信号を分析した後にスパルタクスシステムの信号干渉塔の設置場所を決めるからその点は心配ないわ。
Based on the readings you automatically send back, we'll choose a suitable place for a transmitter, one less thing for you guys to worry about.
ええ、正確に言うとそれは第3チームが担当する任務だからみんなは自動探知機が正常に動いてるかどうかだけを気にしてほしい。
These sites will be the responsibility of Group 3. All you have to do is make sure the detectors you carry are working normally.
それとロザリアとリリア、作戦経験がまだそんなにないから何かがあった時にはその場に残って待機して。無理は禁物よ。
Notice that Lee, you don't have a lot of combat experience. If you run into trouble, you can stay back in the sport role. Don't force yourself to do something you feel uncomfortable with. Yeah, they are fairly young.
分かった。ブローニャ姉さんやゼーレの指示に従うよ。
Got it. We'll comply with Zele and Bronia's plan. Nods.
ええ、以上が第1チームの任務よ。次に第2チームの任務を話すわ。
Okay, so for Group 1, now we'll discuss the mission of Group 2.
第2チームのメンバーはキアナとフカ。
Yep.
第1チームの後に出発し川の南側の参道から橋の支配権を奪ってもらう。
Group 2 will be Kiana and Fuha. You will set off shortly, advancing up the road to the south side of the river to seize control of the bridge upstream.
そして騎兵として素早く聖537教会堂に近づき様子を探る。その間第1チームの代わりに敵の注意を引いてくれると助かるわ。
Quickly press on to the St. 537 church and scout the situation while the going on. Group 1 can help attract the attention of the enemy.
それと第一チームと同じく2人の持つ探知機も信号干渉灯の設置場所の分析に必要なデータを送り返してくれるわ。
All detectors you carry with you will signal back to Dr. Tesla, helping her find a suitable location from which to broadcast the jamming
わかった。
signal. Understood.
また第一チームと比べて第二チームは素早く相手の本拠地に突撃し状況を把握する必要がある。
Compared to Group 1, Group 2 needs to be quicker in their assault on the enemy headquarters and rapidly assess the situation.
だから最後まで戦おうとせず、たとえ単独行動になったとしても前進する体制をキープしてほしいの。
Therefore, don't get too caught up in fighting, even though we need someone to keep advancing in divided assaults like this.
はい、学園長。
Yes, Principal?
次は第3チーム。メンバーは私ネゲントロピーの2人の博士、それからハイペリオンの広報スタッフたち。
Next is a third group made up of myself, the two entry P doctors, and the Imperium Logistics crew. Jeez, I'm gonna get through this in just in time for me to call it for the night.
僕たちはスパルタクスシステムの設置と強化を担当し、支配の律者の特殊通信を最大限阻み、みんなの戦闘を支援する。
We'll install and upgrade the Spartacus system and do our best to block the transmission mechanism of the Hersher Dominance. We'll also serve as a base supporting the attack.
以上が作戦計画になるけど、何かわからないところはあるかしら。
Is everyone clear about the plan?
もしオットー本人と遭遇した場合、どういう形で対応すべきでしょうか。
If we encounter himself, what do you recommend we do,
支
Principal?
援が来るまでなるべく時間稼ぎをしてほしい。少なくとも相手の話によると私たちには12時間も残されているはずだから。
Try to delay him as long as possible and wait for reinforcements. At least according to his threat, we have 12 hours to stop him.
わかりました。
Got it.
他に問題は？
Any other questions?
もし問題がなかったら直ちに行動を始めましょう。
Okay, if not, let's get started.
作戦開始。
Off to battle.
私の番だね。
美しい記憶は全部ここに、私の心の中にある。
Oh,
行こう。
天の道は利して来せず、聖人の道はなして争わず。
well, anyways, we got through all that just in time for it to hit 2 o'clock and
これから
we
の
call it
道
for
は
the
みんな
night.
と一緒に歩くか
せっかくの
ら、
休憩時
だから心配いらないよ。
先人の知恵を教えてあげます。
So I guess we will pick up here tomorrow.
天の道は利して来せず、
Because I am
聖
tired.
人の道はなして争わず。
Now I wonder where I'm gonna pick up when I... Okay, let's do a little experiment here. Let's see what happens. Silver Wolf? Let's just see where we end up.
美しい世界を守るために戦うよ。
Okay, good.
これからの道はみんな。
Alright, so what's in the collection here? Oh. At midnight, there was almost no one on deck. cold moonlight reflected clearly off the waters of the Danube, resembling a pallid silhouette. Kaylin Kaslana carried that box. She knew she had to take it away, but she had no idea where it could be properly sealed. Maybe it was the Far East, home to the Celestials. Or maybe it was even more distant, unknown land. It was destined to be a lonely journey, no one to trust, no one to rely on. Perhaps until the end she could only rely on herself.
ブダペストは重要な町。天命はそこの埠頭に見張り所を置くはず。そうなると、あらかじめ船を降り、陸路でベオグラードに向かう必要がある。でもそれなら、直接カルパティア山脈を越えて、キプチャク草原を経由した方が早いかしら。あの一帯は土地が広く人口が少ないからより自由に動けるはず。こうして途中で費やす時間も節約できそうね。
Wonder if I should even bother reading. Maybe the stuff they don't say. Kaylee Kaslana has always been true to her word. As the crew were changing shifts, she stole a small lifeboat and quietly rowed to the river's left bank under the cover of
こんなにうろたえたのは統制で撤退した時以来かしら。戦争は本当にあらゆるものを変えるわね。あの敗戦の後、オットーの父親、彼は組織を管理しづらくなった。揺らいだ権力は他の人たちに利益であると気づかせた。彼らが成果を急ぐのは権力争いをするときに他人よりも生き生きとした物語を語るために過ぎない。ビクターや大主教はそうだった。オットーもそうなのかしら。彼にとっての利益は金銭なんて浅ましいものじゃないのだろうけど、シェイクスピアさんの言った通りだわ。人心というものは所詮物語を語るゲームに過ぎない。人々の信頼があるときは何でもできるけど、いざ信頼を失ったら何の取り柄もない人間になる。私はいつからオットーを遠く感じるようになったんだろう。サシャの件の後、それとももっと前から。
Lifeboat reached the shore and the fleeing Valkyrie began her overland journey. She knew that the rift between her and Otto hadn't just started today. Back when she became a rogue, back when she was indignant at the sale of indulgences, the split between them had already started to form. She didn't know when it started. The two of them had stood back to back at dusk. One faced the fading light of the sunset, the other stepped into the darkness. So close, yet so far away. And now two distinct voices echoed from opposite ends of the world. The child standing in the light of the setting sun said, "Do something quickly. Aren't you planning to make the world a better place?" And the old man standing in the darkness said, "How can the world get better? Deceit is a pass for the despicable, and honor is the epitaph of the noble." Oh, I like that line. I'm just gonna save that. Deceit is a pass for the despicable, and honor is the epitaph of the noble. Think carefully about which one you want.
昔の私が彼をもっと支えられたらよかったのに。彼はこの23年間の人生の中で最高の友人だった。なのに今、私たちは自分の手で心の中に高い壁を築いている。世界に対する考え方は結局大人になるにつれてそれぞれ違う道へと進んでいった。人が危険な目に遭っているのを見るとすぐに加勢しようとする私。知識を手に入れるためなら悪魔と取引することも辞さないあなた。互いの短所を補うことができたのに。夫、今でも空をかける機会を作りたいと思っているのかしら。
She really did love him.
どうして汚い取引にあれほどの勢力を注ぐの？
Or at least did.
政治に身を投ずる者だけが本当の意味で政治的な災いを止められる。だけど夫、あなたのしてきたことはビクターやあなたの父親と何の違いがあるというの？昼間迷い無力で自信のないあなたの眼差しを見た。あなたは私と同じように自分が何をしているのかわからない。そうよね。
Other than being obsessed with you. The fleeing Valkyrie shook her head. If she had her way, she would lock Otto in a dark room with her, hash out their differences, and try to understand each other's way of thinking. She hoped that Otto would realize that what Shishko's strongest Valkyrie needed wasn't protection, but an understanding of her spirit. She hoped that she could persuade Otto that if they couldn't get the old world back, they could move on and create a new world.
だけど、今の私たちの年では、結局、それはできないよね。
Hey, you're only in your early 20s.
もしかしたら時間こそが、私たちの最大の敵かもしれない。
The escaping Valkyrie realized something at that moment. She was actually just as impatient as Otto, just as impatient to prove the validity of her ideas through her actions. She longed more than anyone to seal this box now. She longed more than anyone to prove the mistakes of Shishkul. She longed more than anyone for someone to support her spiritually. But he was no longer her best friend. And besides, she had an even more important mission now. She had to be on guard against her pursuers from Shishkul, and at the same time deal with that box, which had caused all kinds of problems. On this journey with an unknown destination, continuing to immerse herself in those worries would be pointless. As for later, if she could seal that magic box, she could still have the freedom she had in the old days.
その時、私がまだ元気だったら、戻って彼を懲らしめるわ。
If only he would have listened. The road ahead was long, and the first glimmers of dawn had appeared in the sky. And at this point, she had no way of knowing what kind of trick fate had in store for her. I have to go through these. Jeez. 26. Oh, really? All that, and I still haven't even progressed 27 at all? Well, anyways, like I said 15 minutes ago, time for me to get some rest. So we'll pick up with chapter 27 tomorrow evening. Now I gotta figure out how to split the ZZZ VOD and just a little bit from Impact 3rd and get them uploaded to YouTube. Anyways, time for me to call it a night. If anybody's actually listening, take it easy. Catch you next time. Latest.